Here we go. So we start off this week. It is getting to be mid-afternoon, and you have arrived um, at Arginvostholt. I believe with the skull of Arginvost in tow, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it is probably 2 hours until the sun goes down, and you arrive here um, at the at Arginvostholt. Let me drop you on the Arginvostholt map.
I'm so glad to be back in the home of the depressing ghost.
Right.
I wonder if he took my advice to, close his eyes and think about being a better person.
I don't think he did.
Well,
Follow up on that.
I should follow up on that.
Right.
so we've got all the stuff for fixing the ballistae. Already
Right.
say that?
Wait,
Right.
we did that already, I'm pretty sure.
Right, but we have to give it to him, don't we?
No, like we stopped by the mansion, didn't we? I forget.
I
Yeah, we stopped.
kind of
I remember.
remember doing that already too, but I'm playing two games, so sometimes I misremember. But I do kind of remember somebody coming back with supplies, and
Yeah, because I think it was we were on our way to the winery to pick up Irina, because I think we had just dealt with the mansion, and we decided to stop here first because we had the tools for the ballista. So we spent the day there, and I remember Silas, like, didn't you take like certain skills, like you like I specifically remember, Dan, you specifically offered to anyone who wanted to like
the
get
carpenter's tools or
yes,
or
carpenter
smith's
tool skills, essentially.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
helping him.
Right,
Yeah, I took Smith's tools because those are cool.
right. Yeah, so we've definitely already done that.
Right.
I'm gonna reload this half of Be back. So, Dan, did you run your Rick and Morty yesterday, or no?
I didn't end up. It was kind of random. Threw it out there, and didn't really have anyone biting on it, so I never ended up doing it. But I got it all set up anyway, so that whenever I do want to do it, it's all ready to rock and roll.
Yep, definitely interesting. I just couldn't do it yesterday.
Yeah, no, my yesterday was just incredibly hectic.
Yeah, I was just sitting around on a Sunday. I was bored. And there was not much going on, so I'm like, fuck it. Let's see who's around, and it just didn't work out. I'll try again though.
Has anyone ran that one yet? Has anyone played it?
I've run it like once, but not to completion.
I've played it a little bit. It looks interesting.
Did you played it with me, right, Joe?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we
But
did
I've watched
that.
a lot more Rick and Morty since then.
Because you were Meatface, I think.
I actually ran. That was the first campaign that I've ever actually run to completion. Was just that little dungeon because it took 3 sessions for them to get through it.
Right.
However, when I was running it, I had never actually watched Rick and Morty.
Oh,
So they were getting all these. They were laughing at all these things I just did not understand.
All these references, right?
Oh, that's what
They were having fun.
for sure.
Lycanthropickle.
The Pepper Pickle took me a while to get. But no, they were having fun, and I was having a blast trying to figure out the fuck they were laughing at.
it sounds like it'd be fun if you don't watch the show, but if you know all the in jokes and everything it references, it would just be a blast.
Some of my favorite parts of the dungeon actually didn't have direct correlations to the show, and I don't want to give anything away, so I won't get specific here. But some of the parts of the dungeon that I thought were most clever didn't necessarily have a storyline based on the show and all that, but there was definitely characters from the show scattered throughout.
Yeah. Have to make a Mr. Nimbus though.
Well, again, that's the disadvantage of when this was done. It was only 3 seasons, and so everything is based on the first 3 seasons. I don't have any season 4 or 5 references.
Let me make one up.
They need to
But
have
I don't want
an expansion dungeon.
I don't want to spoil parts of the dungeon, but there was one really amazing thing that happened in that dungeon that I probably will try to replicate if I get the chance to play through it.
No, I'm trying to figure out what's in that dungeon.
Oh, it's
What could be
really
in that dungeon that's making Rick and Morty related that you would try to replicate.
Well, a lot of it's just rude, crude, humor.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a fan of the show to get all the humor. All right.
It's just fun.
So we are here on the ground floor of Aginbostal. You have the skull with you, and as far as the unfinished business that you have with the knights, I think you've taken care of what is it, Sir Damien. You took care of him, but and you took care of Sir Robert, right? That was where you traced down his ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
we
that's
dealt with that one.
2 down, but then that leaves 2 to go: Arthend and Sir Eric.
Yeah, we were gonna do Sir Eric and Arthent together just so we could have a number advantage on that bird.
Right. That makes sense. We could do that. Now the mausoleum that's in the back, as you get your way back, into the back of the house where Arginbost's mausoleum is, the door is magically sealed, and it's not a typical magic. It is it's a special magic tied directly to Lord Vladimir, and you will not be able to weaken that seal until you complete another one of the quests. It doesn't matter which one, but it sounds like you want to do 2 for 1 anyway. So unfortunately, you're not able to return the skull of Argynvost to its resting place, because Sir Vladimir is basically got the place locked down.
Now, this is an interesting question. Sir Vladimir, if he were to be disposed of, for a lack of a better word, would that potentially unlock that area for us?
Well, he's hard to kill because he's a revenant, and so whenever you destroy the body he's inhabiting, he just comes back in another one.
Okay.
Maybe talk to him and see if he'd open it just so we could put this inside.
He is very much aware of what returning Argynvost's skull will mean to him in his vendetta against Strahd. If it were not sealed, he would actually be out here to directly confront you and stop you from returning it himself. But he doesn't have to make that appearance now because he knows the seal is still in place.
I mean, Vladimir is just he's just a revenant, right?
He is.
Okay. Now that presents an interesting thing, actually, about revenants and them being undead, is that I have the ability control undead. And so that presents an interesting opportunity, because if his CR is lower than my level and he fails that save, then he is under my direct command for 24 hours, and he can't break that.
That's interesting. That is an interesting theory there.
Theory.
Could we open the mausoleum from the inside?
There's no way in. It is sealed.
What if I have meld into stone? Would I be able to walk through it? It's a stone mausoleum, right?
Right. You can get in. I don't know that you could get the skull in.
And there's no way to open it to break the spell from the inside.
That's correct. Right.
Okay, but although I know revenants, are they? Do I know if they're wise or not?
If they're wise or not?
Like their wisdom. Would I have any idea like how well they'd be able to resist this kind of effect?
Yeah, let me find out so I can answer your question.
Because I mean, I could, if he failed, I could just tell him to let us in because he must obey my commands.
Okay, first of all, I'll tell you that Vladimir Hornguard is a challenge rating 7 creature.
Challenge rating 7. Okay, so he is currently immune to my effects. Okay.
Right. So I guess that nips that in the bud.
As
far as
what if he was frightened?
How wisdomy they are, revenants are fairly wisdomy.
Okay. I was just curious because the option was to just sort of remove the whole I don't want to open this from the factor.
Right.
By just making him listen to me.
Right, by forcing his hand, right?
Yep. I mean, it's an absolutely a dick move, but...
Try to beat him.
Did I ever tell you the story of vampires can't enter a private residence? And how that played out in one of the first times I ran through Curse of Strahd. It was right early in the beginning of the game, and it was the vampire fight at Henrik's. And so the characters were in Henrik's coffin shop, and they get the bones of St. Andrel, and they decide to make a run for it. So it was right at the end of the session, and I'm like, okay, great, we'll get to do a big chase scene next week. And I spent all week learning the chase rules and do this, and how am I going to make this a fun dynamic thing, because I was looking at it as an alternative to like a battle, so I really wanted it to kind of be special and work out great. And so I spent all this time doing it, and the guy carrying the box, the very first things he does is he says, I look for, a house. And I'm like, okay, you see one, you're in the middle of a village, there's houses everywhere. And he's like, I run inside. And my vampires can't enter a residence without permission. So he immediately killed this chase that I spent all week, preparing and going, how this is going to work. And right there in the moment, he hits me with this, and I wanted to find a way to go, no, you can't do that. But I couldn't, because he can, and it was a really smart move.
Oh my god.
So that was my chase scene that never happened.
If it makes you feel any better, oh no, Vampire Spawn do actually follow that. I thought I was remembering there was a Vampire Spawn that didn't follow that rule.
Right, so you almost, had you been able to command Vladimir Hornguard, you would have killed my chase before it even happened.
Yeah, that's
so
okay.
I dodged a bullet there.
Well, that is unfortunate, but I do at some point plan on taking command of him at some point. Probably before we go and kill Strahd. The true irony of it is going to be forcing Vladimir to do it. I'm a terrible person, and I realize this is a terrible action, but I want to do it because he's just the most depressing character ever.
Vladimir is the Lars of this campaign.
He is the Lars of this campaign, and for entirely different reasons.
Right?
Lars was a bitch, but Vladimir is just sad.
We avoided any tangles with Lars in this game so far.
Yeah. I was just about to say, I just posted a link in our little chat, but
Yes.
like this just reminded me this was a big thing for the Critical Role fans.
Yes.
Was that there was this whole thing where Matt Mercer planned this epic like pirate ship fight, and all the players were like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna find they like," and it never happened because they basically like. So they're out on sea and they had the spell like destroy water, so they
Yeah.
created like a pit for the other ship. So it basically got like stuck out at sea, like they got away from it, and so it's just like a 10-minute video of just Matt just suffering in silence because he planned this whole epic fight, and now he's like, "Okay, you guys get away. There's no fight. Like
Right,
he
right.
just ran away."
It's like,
Do you know how much water you could
You
destroy
can
with a
see it on
higher
his
level
face.
cat?
you got to stay flexible as a DM because you never know.
Yeah.
And not even to mention what's gonna happen to the surrounding water once you just delete a 30-foot cube of it.
Exactly. Like they specifically like did it so they could run away, and like Matt's like, "It's not like I wanted this big epic pirate fight," and they're like, "Oh shit."
Oh, you know, I can remember a game. It was a homebrew game I was doing, and I planned they had to break into this house to rescue somebody, and I planned it. This was what happened on the first floor. Then these are the people that they would encounter, and then the second floor, and this and that, and of course they climbed the outside of the building and went straight directly into the room where the captain was and snuck them out the window. And the whole time I'm preparing this whole thing, I never thought like, yeah, maybe they'll climb in the window.
Hey, Dan,
Yes.
next time I play in a game of yours, I'm making a rogue thief just so I can get second story work, just so I can
Yes.
screw you over like that.
Just to go in through windows. Well, that's why I don't do as much homebrew anymore. I just do published adventures because that way, at least if something lame happens, I can blame somebody else for it.
Amazing. All right, shall we deal with this Vladimir? And actually, no, we can't get there until we help out more of them.
Right.
I don't know if we're strong enough to take on a rock.
Yeah, I don't think so. But we probably don't want to leave the skull here either. Oh, it's kind of a wasted trip.
Yeah, perhaps because we can just lug that thing around. I mean, we have the carriage.
You do. You do.
And we have the ability to. I mean, if we need something better for pulling, I can just turn Undeadger into a horse.
I thought you were. That's how we got all the way here. Was you summoned Undeadger?
Undeadger has always just been summoned as a lizard, but a riding lizard does not have the same strength score as a warhorse and can't carry as much. So the benefits of Undeadger is that he's a 40-foot climb speed and can just kind of run along walls.
Fun.
Oh, it's great. Especially when
No,
you're playing a
I
ranged
mean-
character and the DM can't hit you.
Right.
So, there's still the spiders at the mansion
There is on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
collapsed side of the mansion. It's infested by giant spiders. If I was premature, and taking you off the Arginbust help map, I'll put you back.
I was thinking since it's already like 6 o'clock, it's almost sundown.
4
We can
o'clock.
clear
Yeah.
out the
You still got 2 hours.
You
2
can
hours
get
is enough to
23
get you back to Valaki, and probably get you most of the way to Kresk if you wanted to go that way.
We also just have that entire thing in Erasnu that still needs to be taken care of, but we should probably just bring back the gem to the winery first.
So, we didn't take a rest, right?
No.
No.
Evie is very excited about the possibility.
Let's make a decision.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably better to just keep the skull of it with us.
How far is the winery?
About the same distance as. No, it's not the same. It's just a bit longer than going to Valaki.
Yeah, you could get to the winery by sundown or shortly thereafter.
Then we could stay there.
Oh, perhaps we could stow the skull. If we don't want to just lug the skull around with us all the time, perhaps we could stow it at the winery.
The winery or the Wizard's Tower?
The Wizard Tower seems like a good idea. Who currently lives at the Wizard Tower, other than a very depraved book?
Well, Did you meet Buster?
Oh yeah, sorry, Buster. There's the it was a
bust,
bust
right.
that was just it was the depraved bust.
Yeah. All right. So you met Buster. My other group, very regretfully, they jumped on the elevator in the Wizard's Tower and they went straight up to the top and they completely bypassed Buster.
That's awesome.
I was like, I keep waiting for him to go back there so I can give him another crack at it. Like, how can you miss Buster? So Buster is of course a permanent resident, and he told you that Esmeralda had been staying there recently, and that before that there was an old man, Rudolf von Richten, who had been staying there, but he hadn't been around in some time.
There's not very much space there.
Yeah, perhaps we should just keep it with us. But we should head to the winery first, just to give them back their gem, because that raven we showed it to seemed pretty excited about the whole prospect.
Winery.
I'm sure there's a lot more space at the winery to store there. It's a big skull.
Yeah, it is a big skull. I'll be right back. Gonna keep my headset on though.
Sure.
So shall we head to the winery?
That's what it sounds like. Okay.
So the alcohol.
He's disappointed, but that's okay. Fight the spiders later.
Don't worry, the spiders will be there, and they'll even have multiplied again, so there'll be more for you.
There'll be more spiders. That's exciting.
Okay, an hour has gone by. You've made it this far. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So another hour goes by. It is now sunset here on day 14. Let's see whether we encounter. Oh, you encountered something. What did we encounter just before we get to the winery? It's still daytime, so this is a daytime encounter 19. Okay, this could be interesting. But I suppose it's only interesting if it says you encounter 1d6 of them. But I'm going to go ahead and just say there's 6 of them. Because I don't think it would be interesting otherwise. Wouldn't want you guys to get bored.
Of course.
I forget that.
Let's see. So we'll put everybody kind of together back here. Let's find what I need to find here. So there's 6 scarecrows coming down the road. Baba Lysaga's scarecrows. So we can roll.
All I can see is blackness.
Are you in the
They're
top
up.
left corner?
Yeah, it's really black.
Oh, my one's refreshed to your screen then.
You know what? Hold on. I don't
token
see her token. Right. That's what it is. Shantala is missing in action.
Well,
Okay.
I hope these scarecrows didn't miss us.
There you go. How about that?
They'll keep on trying.
Excellent.
Excellent. Okay.
Or when you're part of the team.
Come on.
So she has more scarecrows and they followed us here?
They were out patrolling, or out causing havoc, doing whatever bidding Baba had for them. But you've encountered them here on the road.
Oh.
So you can all initiative.
You crack me up. Your initiatives rolls always crack me up.
You know, I was when I was resetting up another copy of other games. I took a fresh look at the luck deck handout, and figured out that we've been doing it wrong this whole time. So it says, according to the official luck deck rules, that you're only supposed to be able to have one card of good luck or bad luck at a time. So this idea of us amassing, having like 3 good luck cards, it wouldn't fly. Now, it doesn't spell it out how it should happen. I don't know if you already have a card, whether you could choose to draw another card and then decide which one to keep, whether you could give up your card and try a different one. It doesn't really get into specifying that, other than it says that you're only supposed to use one each. However, if you guys are all fine to keep doing it the way we've been doing it, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, I think that makes it more fun, just being able to have, multiple options or...
Right. If
I was going to say I'd like having
you get
one
3
card,
20s, you get 3 cards, right?
Yeah.
Right. Why not? Well, I mean, that's the way we've been doing it, and it's
Hasn't
been
been a
working.
problem,
It's been
so,
working
yeah.
for us. So
Dan?
Yes.
Given my rules, I'd like to give you just variety, okay?
Uh huh.
And so I feel like it would be detrimental to you if I were to take only one red card at a time.
Right. So let's see. Who do we have? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are we missing?
My turn order is not in the turn order.
Oh, okay. Let's.
Did you not click on your token?
I did.
Ah,
I did.
just roll 20 at this point.
The on turn has been acting up.
I gotcha.
I didn't restart.
And Valmo is a 12. All right.
I could ignore that 20. For some reason, it doesn't like it if I open beyond 20 for D&D Beyond before.
Huh.
Roll 20.
All right,
Nice.
Space Bear, you get the first action in this random encounter combat with a number of Babalasaga scarecrows.
Jeez, that's rare. Let's see. You do some measurements real quick. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Using whatever it's called that lets me go fast. Feline agility.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to hit them with level 2 shatter
All
in the
right.
middle.
And what's the radius on that?
10-foot radius.
So you could
I
get
guess
all 5 in the back.
5. Yeah,
Right.
let's get the 5 back ones.
Okay. All right. So starting on the top left, Constitution saving throw. Failed. Bottom left. Made it. Top right. Failed. Middle failed. Bottom failed. So the only guy who succeeded is the bottom left. Everybody else failed. All right. So on a success, he only takes 8 points of damage, right?
Yep.
And that's thunder damage. No kind of resistance or weird things there with thunder damage and scarecrows, so he takes 8. And the rest of these guys take 17.
Cool. Not bad. And that's all I'm gonna do.
Alright, good enough. And we go to this scarecrow back here. Now he's got a movement of 30. So he'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That'll get him up that close. Puts you just within 30 feet of him. And he's going to use his terrifying glare capability on you, Space Bear. So you need to make a wisdom saving throw or become magically frightened. Alright, so you do not become magically frightened and you're not paralyzed.
Excellent.
I have a feeling you're going to have to do it again, though.
2 or 3 more times.
That's what I get for moving up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he can't do anything else, so he's...
Another one.
Yep. Okay, you made it. Just barely, but you made it.
Ooh.
Don't worry, Space Bear, when I get into range, you'll have a bonus to your rolls. But we'll get there when we get there.
What do you
Yeah,
got,
eventually.
Fancy?
So when you rolled a 1, huh?
Gives you more time to eat.
Always a positive side.
What you doing, Mr. Fancy Pants?
Sorry. Yeah. I am readying an action. And as soon as... What is that? Hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. As soon as one of those scarecrows gets into my range, I'm going to start playing the Pipes of Haunting. Go ahead, look it up.
Ooh, this is your new...
And that's my move. I'm done.
Your new item, the Pipes of Haunting, right? You just found those in Baba Lasaga's hut.
That is correct.
All right. Any effect of those pipes I need to be aware of? Or... I don't remember what they do
Yes.
offhand.
You gotta. I can't. I was just complaining I couldn't link it because.
Oh, okay. Let me look.
You can look it. You just go type in Pipes of Haunting and it'll give it to you.
Right. Pipes. The pipes are calling. So these Pipes of Haunting, here it is, have 3 charges. You can use an action to play them and expend 1 charge to create an eerie spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet, which...
Include us.
Unfortunately...
No, you can. It's in there. You can excuse your teammates.
Right. So, unfortunately, you're not quite within range. I don't know if you have 5 or 10 more feet of movement to...
That's why I said I'm readying an action.
Got it.
So as soon as somebody comes in my range, I'm going to use my readied action.
Which is play the pipes.
Correct.
All
AKA, we have a piper down.
All right, I'm gonna keep that handout handy then. All right. Scarecrow back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's within 30 feet now, Fancy.
Unleash hell.
All right. So
15 save.
it's a DC 15 saving throw for this guy. Wisdom. So he failed. Creature that fails.
Yes, he's like, oh no, you didn't. Yeah, he's frightened. He's going to run in the opposite direction.
Which one's frightened? There it is.
I thought it was that guy. Am I wrong? It's not this guy? Isn't that the guy that moved into my range?
Yes, it is. I tagged the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
Does he have to run away, or does he just not have to approach?
He doesn't have to approach, or he can't approach.
Approach.
Yeah. All right. Oh, but he still gets his action. He's frightened, so he has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. But unfortunately, he's not using either of those, so his frightened condition isn't going to play in. He's using his terrifying glare against you, Fancy.
Terrified of each other.
Which one's his?
So Fancy needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Understood.
All right, Fancy crushed that one, so no frightened paralysis for Fancy.
Wait, scarecrows can be frightened? Oh, this gives me ideas.
Oh, you know what, Adam?
My
No,
turn.
you're absolutely right. They're immune to the frightened condition. I don't have
Yeah, I
to
was
deal
about
with
to say
condition
they're
immunities a lot.
constructs,
Right,
so they don't suffer
Luckily,
psychic
they're all time
damage.
backfires.
right.
I was
Now
just
these
about
guys
to...
can suffer psychic damage.
I thought
To be
I
fair,
thought I
Fancy
tried
wouldn't have done
tackling
that.
them.
They've got something of a mind you can attack.
Okay.
But they are immune to fright and paralysis, poison, charm, and exhaustion. So.
And there goes my plan to just make them all cower in fear.
So thank you for mentioning that.
Oh,
One,
yeah,
two,
no.
three, four, five,
Thanks.
6.
Did
Moves
you
up.
just skip over my turn?
Did I?
Yeah, I was 12. I don't know if you did something that paralyzed me and I wasn't paying attention.
No. All right, I've got to decide. This guy moved up. I think I got to move this guy back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he was back there. But this guy, he was right. He moved up, and he's going to 50-50. He's attacking Space Bear with the glare. So Space Bear saving throw. Crush.
Got it.
Okay, Balmo.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the guy. This guy with the firebolt.
Firebolt for 14 hits for 6. And which is this guy?
Yeah.
All right, 16 fire damage. They are vulnerable to fire damage. That doubles to 32. And one scarecrow collapses to the ground in flames. And that would have been his turn. All right, this guy up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still think Silas is a little too far away, right? So it's only you guys up front. Coming at Fancy this time. Make the saving throw. Okay, 10 does not clear, so you are magically frightened and paralyzed.
That means
Paralyzed creatures are also incapacitated. Shantala.
Right. I'm gonna move just a smidge closer. I'm gonna go for this guy with my good old cantrip, because that's what I can do.
And which one is the target?
This one.
Got it. All right, dexterity save. Missed 4 radiant damage. All right, anything else?
Oh. Good.
All right, we are at Little Miss Evie.
he's going to cast his sphere right there.
Flaming Sphere. Okay. Let me look up the...
5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in that space. A creature that ends its turn in the 5-foot sphere must save.
All right, you should be able to move that sphere of fire.
Okay. Actually, they have to end their turn. Their turn. Sorry, I'll hit you with it later.
So if you wanted to hit one of them, it's this is spell affects a single square, so you don't want to commit to which one.
Can I do that?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
All right. So as soon as that one starts its turn, it takes some flaming sphere damage, right?
It says ends its turn.
If it ends its turn there.
Ends
Oh.
its turn within 5 feet of the sphere.
And can't you crash it into them or something?
A second.
Yeah, you can. You can like use it like a, I don't know, a weapon kind of thing.
Yeah, you would want to use it as a weapon because he'll definitely move off the space. He won't end his turn. Yeah, that's for sure.
Or if I could. I mean, I'd put it somewhere else. I want to protect my guys. So, we're frightened, right?
I tagged him just because that's the one that frightened Fancy. That lasts until the Scarecrow's next turn, so I wanted to keep track of which Scarecrow frightened.
Okay. Fancy, I'm going to try to protect you. I'm going to put it here. Actually, then you get it. Never mind. I'm done. I'll leave it there. Played enough. He's going to go bowling soon.
All right, Chove.
Alrighty. I guess I'm still kind of hurt from the fight. I'm looking at my character. Yeah, I'm still hurting from that fight, so I'm gonna just keep my distance for now. I'm gonna go about here, and I'm just gonna keep my distance with my longbow. And I'm gonna focus this guy here since he looks pretty hurt.
Okay.
Alright. Longbow.
All right, 12
Oh, I did
hits.
not. That was my blood spear. I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
longbow.
mouse just.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. My mouse just freaked out.
Okay, longbow shot 20 hits for 5 damage.
All right, and since you said that, I thought they were. I'm just gonna add my dreadful strike to that.
All right, 8 points of damage altogether.
Mhm.
It's magical. Otherwise, they'd only take half the piercing. But
Yep.
it takes it all. And then the other
8
shot
whole
missed.
points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't get close enough. He's gotta dash. He'll use his action to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, Silas.
All right, that is super unfortunate of him to end his turn within my melee distance. So anyways, I'm going to my bonus action, cast Divine Favor, because I always love a little bit of bonus damage. And I'm just going to start beating the shit out of this one in front of me.
All right.
First swing, 27.
I have to check, but I think that hits.
Okay, perfect. So he's taking 15 radiant on the first strike.
15 radiant.
Now I'm not sure, but I think a 28 just makes the AC.
It cleared the bar.
It cleared the bar, perfect. Takes an additional 10 radiant.
All right, and with that, the Sun Sword dismembers another member of Baba Saga's troop.
Fantastic. That is my turn.
All right, Space Bear.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast this guy right here.
$16 hits for 10 force damage.
The 15 is a miss.
I missed that. Yeah. So between the two shots, you kill him.
Ah, nice.
All right, 2 Eldritch Blasts bring down another Scarecrow, who does not get his turn, but his neighbor does. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And okay, so 2 attacks coming at Silas. He crits, so he hits. So that's 12 points of damage to you, Silas, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Sorry about that. Wisdom save coming at you. 23.
Okay, yeah, crushed it. Here comes attack number 2. That misses.
That misses, yeah.
All right, Fancy. Fancy, you are paralyzed and incapacitated. I don't think there's anything you can do.
I was going to go run to Valmo and tell him he failed me in every measurable way, but I'm done.
So you are. All right. This guy back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I have to check all your statuses here. Let me scroll back in the thing here. Paralyzed. Attack rolls against your advantage. And any attack that hits, if the attacker's within 5 feet, is a crit. So I get 2 attacks with advantage at Fancy.
Oh,
And I
jeez.
crit anyway, so
Ow.
and then 12 misses. So Fancy, make another wisdom saving throw.
Of course. Oh, come on, don't even do that. Wisdom, baby. How'd it go?
You got it. All right.
Nice.
So you are not frightened at the Scarecrow's magical touch. Valmo.
Which was the one that just attacked Fancy? This one?
Say again?
Which is the one that just attacked Fancy?
The one right next to him.
This one?
Like that. You might get a job once all this craziness gets, taken care of.
Well, you could maybe I won't attack him.
Half-heartedly.
Well, I attacked him, it just didn't do anything.
All right. 8 unfortunately misses. And,
Sorry, Fancy. I tried boss.
is that it for Valmo?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. This is the Scarecrow that has Fancy paralyzed. 1, 2, 3. And he's gonna attack Fancy twice with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, and that's 2d4 damage. So I gotta roll 2 more 2d4s to make it a crit. So that's a total of 9 slashing damage for you, Fancy. And another
Okay.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God. I'm getting good at these.
All right, you crushed it. Now, this is the one that had you paralyzed and all that. So it is now the end of his turn, so those effects on you end.
All right.
All right, Shantala.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move back over here. I want to stay away from these guys. I'm gonna go for this one here.
Fancy's not exactly a tank, right?
He failed his save and takes 12 radiant damage, and this is the one on the bottom, right?
Yeah, this guy.
Right.
Dream big, Fancy. You can do it.
That's 12. Okay, 12 radiant. Anything else for Shantala?
Nope.
Evie.
So I'll move my spear 30 feet. Get into that one. So it has to be next to it.
All right. So it
It
smashes
hits and it
into that
stops.
one. So how do you resolve the attacking with that?
It's a DC 13 saving. Which one was it?
Okay, so he makes a DC 13 Dex save. He failed.
You get all 12 of the damage I have rerolled.
All right, and that's fire damage.
It is.
So it doubles to 24.
Boom.
Poof. Nice one, Evie. And
My useful engine backing up.
was that a bonus
like I just-
action or was that an action to do that?
It's a bonus action.
Nice.
So what am I going to do as my action? I didn't even think of that. What? I will... Close enough. 30 feet I am. Actually, I will produce flame. But... when do I have to get closer to it? Reaching it a little closer. This flame.
Oh yeah. And which one are you targeting?
Hold on.
Got it. So definite hit for 10 fire damage.
I think I went my whole 30, so I'm hiding.
Oops.
Hold on, Shantella.
I'm hiding behind Walnut.
All right, Joe. Unleash that longbow.
Oh yeah, definitely. Come on, Longbow. I believe in you. You can kind of get me some decent hits. So I'm gonna aim these shots at the guy here.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
2 hits.
This
for
is
13
wild.
damage.
I don't think I've ever seen you roll below a 20 or above a 10.
16 altogether.
Yeah, it's either it works really well or it doesn't.
It's so neat to watch.
16 magical points of damage to that scarecrow has him looking pretty rough. And then we got Silas, the Doombringer.
Well, the problem has simplified itself because they've decided to run into melee with me. This one above me is gonna get the first whack.
Oh yeah.
Done,
Yep.
hopefully.
Yep.
And
All gone.
then, unfortunately for the one next to Fancy, I'm gonna move into flanking.
That insult to injury.
Oh, absolutely. Oof.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you miss with that.
This is a 15 hit.
15 hits.
Oh, and you still haven't.
11.
All right. I'm just gonna chill here in flanking.
All right. Space Bear.
All right. It's just the one left, yeah?
You right?
Well.
Now you technically roll these, because this is a ranged spell attack, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing it at point blank range, so you make those a disadvantage.
Yeah, I did.
But an 11 still hits for 14, and you don't even need 2 blasts. That first blast was enough.
Well, I'll take it.
Right? And that is 175 XP each.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
We're getting just ever so closer to 23,000 so we can go kill a big bird.
I never liked that big bird.
Exactly.
The big bird or a big bird?
You know what? Go for why not the big bird?
Fair enough.
Like go big or go
too,
home,
right?
right? No, like go big or go home.
Birds shouldn't get that big.
To be fair, the rock is the biggest of birds, so this isn't incorrect. But it's not yellow and can't sing, so.
We're just trying to keep it on the level. I saw no frog. There was no frog to my knowledge.
Exactly. I do enjoy that I'm just sort of waltzing up to the winery with Babalasaga's head on my belt.
Yeah, a couple of heads on your belt now.
The abbot, the burgomaster's doorknob, and Babalasaga's head in that order.
So, can they track us by following Babalasaga's head? The scarecrow?
Well, if they do, they just sort of turn it into target practice quickly.
Easy XP for us.
Exactly. Much like the actual purpose of a scarecrow, it's for farming.
There you go. After your sundown encounter with the scarecrows, you arrive at the winery. The Mardikoff family greets you warmly and welcomes you back. What news have you?
I just pat the head of Bubba Saga on my belt.
Is that her?
It is indeed.
Oh, glory be! What a momentous day this is. You don't know how long she has plagued our family and our cause. This is a tremendous victory for the forces of light.
Okay, well, now I feel embarrassed, but I'm like, well, okay, this makes me feel embarrassed, but I pull out the gem. I'm like, we also managed to get this back. But after all that spiel, I guess this was more important, referring to the head.
They're overjoyed, and they are going to throw a huge celebratory dinner and insist for you to stay and be guests at their table, and by all means spend the night if you so wish.
Fancy insists on playing a little set for them, and I need Valmo because I figured out how to make your shell like drums. Are you in on this?
I would have to think about that. For a few years, maybe.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You just have to be there. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to bring the house down.
For you, not for myself.
The song you're playing.
It's going to be many songs. I'm going to use my bard thing if Dan lets me, but I'll try to do it just for S's and G's.
Okay.
I imagine you with a Rastafarian wig on and that kind of music. The shell of...
If there is no one... No,
I'll do a Marley set. I don't care.
All Damien Marley. Nothing.
So you guys ready for a long rest?
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
After the celebration, of course. Right, the celebration's tonight.
Yes.
Yes, after the celebration.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I have a glass of wine?
You cannot drink. This has never gone well.
Oh, come on. Celebrating. Have
Just
a glass.
one glass. One glass.
Oh
You know
my
what?
god, no!
No. That's a
No!
terrible idea.
Come on.
We are letting a child drink!
We're
She's
not letting-
15!
I love.
In Britain, they're legal at 16. Like, why not?
Chantal, this didn't go well last time. We're not doing this again.
Sleep it off.
I tell you, I love the
charm people.
inter-party arguing over parental styles.
He's going to be fine.
That's the best.
Ugh.
Could possibly go wrong.
I'm glad you had to say it. Listen, and you saying that, Chove pulls you aside and goes, listen, you never know what's gonna go wrong. You never know. You might end up with a new name that you've never had before. You might be the laughingstock among some people you thought were your friends because of said name. Let me just tell you, you gotta be careful.
What kind of name would I have?
Like,
Personal experience.
Just, I don't not. Well, I mean, I just, it wasn't like a mean name. It's just the fact that I'm not gonna talk about this. I'm not gonna talk. She just walks away. It's like, I can't.
Well, that got oddly specific very quickly.
I want to know more.
Awkward.
We are
Nancy
not.
calls Valmo over. He's like, just get me started with this. Silas, listen. We can charm 3 people. Other people to charm. If there's not, then I'm done.
Yeah, you can
It's
get
just us.
the Mardicops. You can certainly charm them.
they're already on our side.
Right.
That's never stopped Fancy.
But we could get information.
What information are we looking for?
I don't
More
know.
wine. More wine.
This is what I do.
We're not giving the
You guys gotta
15-year-old
figure it out.
wine.
maybe they know secrets.
Yeah, but I think after everything, they'll just tell us. You are more than welcome to perform. Chova is more than willing to watch you perform and cheer you on like a fangirl.
Okay.
You have earned her heart and loyalty. But I think they're pretty indebted to us. We just brought back another gem. We've saved, the family personally, and now we have Baba Lysaga out of the picture. I think we kind of own them a little bit.
Just to be safe, I'm going to charm them.
Okay.
They could lose their goodwill.
I'm done. Oh, they can't. I don't think they can fight it. Oh, they got to succeed on a wisdom save. Whatever.
Everybody's watching that.
I'm still doing it.
He's pouring her stuff a glass. Everybody's back.
Davian Mardukov failed his wisdom save. He's the leader.
I told you. Nobody can resist AC/DC. All right, there are two more. Or I could just stay at that.
So it is, unless there's more specific business you want to discuss with the Mardukovs, it's just generally a night of celebration. Baba Lysaga has finally been defeated and will plague the winery no more. She has been a nuisance for generations, more than a nuisance. She's outright murdered many of their friends. So it is truly a tremendous victory, and the return of the gem was of prime importance for the future health and happiness of all the residents of the valley. So again, cause for much rejoice and celebration. Other than that, I have advanced the clock long enough so that everybody should have the benefit of a long rest.
Wine.
And we find ourselves here at dawn on day 15. Halfway through your Barovian adventure.
Very cool.
Or at least through the 30 days. I figured, of all the games I've played, I figured none of them went over 30, so, and I never kept super strict track like I've been in this game, so it feels like you are ahead of schedule. If you're only 15 days through, it feels like you're more than 50% through the material, so I would say you're probably ahead of the clock. But also, you've not done Erasnu, and I know that there's a couple things in there that chew through a couple of days.
Yeah.
For certain in there. So,
looking at the areas by level, we've pretty much done everything up to level 6. The old bow grinder, Village of Kresk, Von Richten's Tower, Yester Hill. We should probably just do what we can in Erasnu, try to get ourselves up to level 7, and then continue dealing with the issues that plague this terrible place.
mm-hmm.
Where's Erasmu?
Erasnu is all the way in the top right corner.
And why do we want to go there?
Well, because we're not strong enough to deal with
Well, no, I
rock.
I didn't mean. I meant like in game. Why do we want to go there?
Erasmu.
Great.
What's there that we would want to go to?
Well, you know that there was uh, uh, at the Blue Water Inn in Villaki, there was a notice posted that they were looking. The village of Erasne was looking for a ranger type to come help them with the missing persons case, and that any adventurers, should feel free to respond. So there is that lead.
Okay. And we do have a
Want to go
ranger.
check it out?
Yeah.
Shove.
Yeah, sure. I'm
Absolutely.
down for it. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Let's go.
I have a headache. Why do I wake up with a headache?
Yeah.
Someone didn't get an alcohol
You gotta learn how
today.
to throw water in there every once in a
You need to drink water. Just drink a few glasses of water. You'll be fine.
That's all I ever drink.
Listen, you know what? I'm just gonna look at him and be like, this is what happens when you drink too much, especially when you're not used to it. I learned the hard way, but let me tell you something. So you're lucky you have water, and that we're all nice, and that we're not gonna do mean things to you and then make fun of you behind your back for weeks to come.
I mean, like,
Oh,
draw a big eyebrows on you and the mustache.
Oh, so you're familiar with the concept.
I mean, let's not get ourselves too far ahead.
Drink. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Because I have seen some very creative things happen, not personally to myself, but I have seen some, let's just say the Fae know how to party, and let's just say things get interesting.
Always leave your shoes on.
What does that even mean? I don't... What?
Fae don't party like Tritons. We're underwater. You know? Fae are respectable people, but the Tritons, we are like the party mongers of the universe.
I guess you don't really need to worry about drinking water when you're quite literally submerged in water.
Exactly.
Wait, no, you guys can't drink salt water, can you?
I breathe salt water.
Yeah, can Triton drink salt water?
They can do whatever. I have gills, bro.
Understandable. I'm just generally curious about this now.
That doesn't make sense.
I have gills and I have lungs, so I can also breathe below water and above water. Like, let's not get into my anatomy right now. Can we move on?
But if you put a fish in salt water,
You know what? We're not going to talk about this anymore. I'm going. Bye.
Amazing.
Okay, I just love some of this random stuff. You tripped off a random encounter, and it was a little trinket you came across during your travel. We'll say off to the side of the road. And this is too weird for me to even try to summarize, so I'm just going to paste the exact text of what this trinket is.
Oh God.
So,
That is an
so you
oddly
found that.
specific enchantment.
You found that. So, congratulations. That's what you
So
found.
wait. So since it says wineskin, does it only fill up with wine?
We are not giving that to Evie.
I guess, yeah.
My
Okay,
sister
Cho is taking
dead.
that
Why did
then.
you bring up my sister?
Oh, wait, we've had this conversation before.
We talked about this. Or maybe we only did it with
Told
Evie, and I
Evie.
don't think... Oh, we told Evie.
We told Evie.
Okay, to pass the time on the way there, we'll have the conversation with Everett. Okay, this is gonna blow your mind, but your sister sort of is alive?
That's not possible. I was on the side of the river. I saw her go out there. She wouldn't listen
Right.
to me. I ran around trying to save her.
Okay,
It was
but
a
did
large blast, and I woke up holding this stone in my hand. My sister was dead. Why do you bring this up?
Okay, but was she like? Did you find a body dead, or or could you just not find her body and we're told she was dead?
She was lost in the river. So I never saw her body. Actually, not sure I remember much before that large flash.
Okay. So again, unfortunately, I don't know enough about magic personally to be able to explain this or even pretend to know what I'm talking about here. But basically, we've met your sister. You two kind of like switch out. So you know how you don't remember things? You'll end up in places you don't remember being in.
Yeah, like I just woke up with a headache.
No. You know why. You know why. That's the alcohol. But I mean, like, we'll talk about something and you have no recollection of it. Right?
Yes.
Right. That's because Evie was present and you were asleep, I guess we can call it. Because the same thing happens to her. So, like, you'll go away and instead we talk to Evie.
What does she look like?
No, she looks exactly how you do now, but she acts like your little sister. And she goes by Evie and she only remembers what she remembers. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I guess you two are like sharing a body.
Sharing a body? How is that possible?
Again, I am not the person to ask of this. I've only been gifted kind of this magic that I do have thanks to some friends in other places, the Fae, but I can't really explain how it works. I mean, I look towards the group and I'm like, I mean, you'd have to ask the other magic users. They probably are smarter about this stuff than I am.
It seems like there's something about that pendant that magically allows you to transform, I don't know, personalities between the
this pendant I'm wearing, one that has.
It changes color.
It's blue. Never been.
It changes color depending on which of you is, I don't know, conscious. But I don't know.
It's always dark. I understand.
I don't know how it works. But that's why you don't remember things.
There's like more than one of you in there.
I was told my sister's soul was here. That's why I have to watch the stone. It's safe.
Well, apparently she manifests. We talked to her.
What happens to the stone when she's here?
Is it purple?
It's purple for me early on, but what's blue? I've always seen the stone as black. I don't know why it's changing color from to purple and now to blue. Oh.
It's a mystery.
My head. Okay. I'll have to think about this. I didn't know. You've seen Eve?
Yeah, well, we've talked to her quite a bit.
She okay?
Yeah.
I was supposed to protect her, and I did.
Well, she's okay.
Is this Everett?
Yes, it's Everett. I don't understand. Just sits. His head down, staring at his blue stone.
I don't mean to interrupt the heart-to-heart we're having, but there's a fuckload of werewolves in front of us.
Those werewolves or just wolves?
No, those are a little more were than wolves.
Are you sure they're not wenwolves?
No, they're about to be. They're about to be wenwolves. They're about to be wenwolves.
No, they're deeper than that. They're Y wolves.
How wolves?
Ooh.
Everybody's asking werewolf. Nobody's asking how wolf.
There's children here. We can't get into the how.
I don't know. I know. I really don't understand.
Yeah. No.
All right, so those of
why
you who
does-
haven't rolled for initiative, roll for initiative. You randomly encounter a pack of werewolves while on the road. It's a long trip.
I'm not gonna last out. I'm not gonna lie. I was engrossed in that RP right there.
Well, I didn't want to derail it. That's why I was just setting up things in the background and letting it go. All right, who are we missing? Fancy. There he is. All right, Chove.
Okay. It's been a while since I've been at the top of the order. Okay, since they're still... Okay, I will ignore that. I'm going to, because they're pretty far and don't want to deal with pack tactics, I'm gonna get about here, so not too far from the group, and I'll fire 2 shots over at the first wolf in front.
All right. So armor class 12 is enough. So there's 2 magical damage for 14.
And adding my dreadful strikes.
16. And 3 more is 19. I'm not 1,000,000% sure, but I'm pretty sure it says they're immune to bludgeon, piercing, slashing, non-magical attacks. It says it. Never mind. Okay. All right.
We had the crossbow.
So magical attacks are full damage, and so he took all that damage, and we go to this fella here. And they've got a movement of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It said these guys were in human form, but I dispatched with that and I put them in hybrid form. So that means he cannot throw his spear. He only gets that when he's in his human form, so he can't do a ranged attack. So he's smart enough to dash, but he's also smart enough not to single himself out from the pack and get too far ahead of everybody else. So he is just going to ready an attack for anybody that comes near. And same story with this guy. I'll put him here. Why not? And then we go to Valmo. So they are just charging forward.
I'm looking over reading spells. I just added. And I'll just hit the lead one. I'll hit this one with Firebolt.
Okay. 11 just misses. He just dodges out of the way.
Alright. And what about
All right. Everett.
Everett is absolutely baffled, still his head down, thinking about what he was just told.
It's crazy.
Somebody has to sort of nudge him, let him know there's some werewolves nearby, and he'll cast the front two. Cast it, don't I? That'd be nice.
There we go. Constitution save. Well, it looks like you made that one.
It's on both of them, right?
Oh, it's an area?
It's in between. No, it's yeah, isn't it?
Is the target a... Oh, it's Moonbeam. Got it.
You have disadvantage on your shapeshifter, right?
Right.
You rolled it. You rolled it twice. Okay.
Let me drop that Moonbeam effect.
Average is like whatever, just
Alright, you should be able to move that Moonbeam. Yep. Okay.
I guess you don't actually have to do that to your turn. I don't know if you've done your.
Yeah, that doesn't have any effect until their turn.
And never goes back to staring at his medallion.
Right. Okay.
He's concentrating on the moonbeam, though.
Very good. Space Bear.
Okay. Let's see. Let me measure this real quick. Oh yeah, I'm good. Okay, so I'm gonna use Hex on this guy right here, front of the moonbeam.
Okay.
And then I will send some Eldritch Blasts his way. Oh man, I'm rolling terribly.
Oof, yeah. 2 misses, unfortunately.
Yeah, alright.
Alright. Silas.
Alright, I have a spell that I would just love to try out, and this werewolf back here is just in the perfect range for this. I am going to cast Crown of Madness on this specific werewolf.
Alright.
Hold on, let me populate that for you. I need
Thank you.
him to make a wisdom saving throw.
DC 15.
Yep.
He fails.
He's mine. He's charmed by me, and a crown of jagged iron forms on his head.
Do I have
At the start of his turn, he is going to be forced to attack his ally right next to him.
Alright, very
And
nice.
Silas is just going to chill right here.
Very good.
Is that an Asimar thing?
No, it's an Oathbreaker thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fancy.
I'm going to need 1 quick minute, but I got this all settled. Hold on.
Another grand plan from the bard. It's
Yeah,
worked out
great
so far well.
performance.
So you moved up, Fancy. You are muted, by the way.
I know I am. I'm doing my turn. I'm in the middle of it. Come on.
Hypnotic pattern.
Hmm.
Create a twisting pattern in a 30-foot cube within range.
Hypnotic pattern. Do your own thing. I think I can get them all.
If you could try to avoid getting the one I just put Crown of Madness on, that would be great.
I will go with Adam's suggestion. Adam, take it over from here. You know what it is.
I can't move this square, but pretty much just getting all but the back two, because the back two are just going to fight each other for a bit anyways.
It's me laughing, not Everett. Everett's really.
That's what you want to do your hypnotic pattern, Joe? Right there?
Oh, that's going to hit quite a bit.
All right. Hypnotic pattern in play.
Let me turn the song back on.
Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw.
I don't want to be obnoxious, but obnoxious is where I start.
This is a very good spell.
So it is a wisdom saving throw. DC 15, starting with the front top. Makes it. Now the hexed one.
Okay.
Fails.
Oh, no.
The one in the middle fails, and the one in the back fails. So the only one who made it was the first one. Everybody else is charmed.
And they're in some kind of like weird techno like side verse.
Incapacitated.
Not their glow sticks.
So on a failed save, the creature becomes charmed. This is a concentration spell, so we'll mark Fancy as concentrating.
Oh, I should also be marked concentrating.
Okay.
Also, thank you, Dan, for the hypnotic pattern.
You are
That's
welcome.
actually really cool.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
it's really cool, actually.
I bought an art pack that has every 5e spell. It has a little graphic template for every 5e spell, whether it's Moonbeam or Hypnotic Pattern. So I just have to go search for them. It was well worth the $4.99.
Nice. That's cool.
It kind of reminds me of one of those trippy paintings you get as a kid.
Right. All right. So what is the other effects of this on Hypnotic Pattern? The creature is incapacitated. The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone uses an action to shake it out of its stupor. So any damage wakes these guys up.
Oh no! So when they start their turn, Moonbeam, that'll wake them up.
I just created a disco tech. That's all.
It says they're incapacitated as well. Wow.
These werewolves don't get out much.
Clearly.
All right, Shantala.
Okay, so this one here, whoops. This one, that one didn't make, so he's not charmed. So he's the one I'm gonna go for.
Okay. Nice guiding bolt. Another friggin' killer guiding bolt.
Oh, that's a
34.
What
good.
is this?
It's a good.
Fabulous Saga?
It's a good spell. What can I say?
All right. And that gives the next person who attacks advantage, right?
Correct.
All right, so I marked him as so that we remember the next person to attack that one has advantage because of the guiding bolt. In addition to that massive amount of radiant damage. This werewolf is charmed and incapacitated. Does he get to repeat his saving throw or anything like that?
Which one?
Doesn't say it, no. Hypnotic pattern. On a failed save, creature becomes charmed for the duration. Duration is concentration. No repeat saving throw. He is hypnotized. He is out of the fight.
Buddy over here has to attack his friend, but can otherwise move normally after.
Right. He's got multi-attack, one with its bite and one with its claws. So
good boy.
He attacks his neighbor to the south and hits. And attacks his neighbor to the south and hits. So he hits for a total of 13 damage.
And at the end of his turn, he can repeat the save.
Which is a wisdom save?
Yes.
Oh, it's safe to say he didn't make it.
Fantastic.
All right. This werewolf here is going to retaliate. He hits, and he misses, so he hits for 9. Anything when he takes damage, does that shake him out of his seat?
No, only at the end of his turn can he repeat the save.
Okay, got it. All right.
I'll populate the spell just again so you can read that.
It's all good. All right, Chove.
Right. Do pretty far.
Fancy's like, check it out, huh? Pretty cool.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess I'll just move up to here so that way I can aim at this guy all the way back there.
Two hits for a total of 19 magical damage.
Yeah. And my strikes.
5 more. Alright, 2 good hits. And we move on to an incapacitated werewolf. Blinded by Fancy's hypnotic pattern. Oh.
You have to do the moonbeam.
Got to do the moonbeam, right. So he's incapacitated. Does that have any effect on his ability to make saving throws? Let's look it up. Let me toggle it just to get it to show again. Can't take actions or reactions. Charm, so it doesn't seem like it has any effect on his ability to make a saving throw. That Constitution saving throw from Moonbeam, right?
Yep.
And
It's 13.
We'll roll it. He made it.
Yeah. You would take 5.
5 points of damage, and is he forced out of his shapeshift into his...
Actually, you have disadvantage. Don't see. You are a shapeshifter.
Okay. Let me roll it again then, before I apply the damage. Still
You got
made
it anyway.
Right? Alright, so 5 points of damage. And does he... I know there's something with shapeshifters. Does he get forced out of his hybrid form?
If you failed to save.
If he fails,
Revert.
okay. Now, he is incapacitated, so he can't do anything to get himself out of that moonbeam. So that is the extent of his turn. And now we go to his friend above, who has to make a disadvantage wisdom save. Fails his. Takes 10 points of damage.
Correct.
And is shapeshift forced back into his human form.
Hey, remember that time we were almost killed by werewolves?
Yes. Actually, Everett does remember.
All right. And
Is he still incapacitated?
now this guy is on the top. He was never. He was the
okay.
only one who wasn't. So now we've resolved everything from the moonbeam. He's gonna get the hell out of Dodge. I'm just trying to size this up. So he is at the front of the pack here. He turns around. He sees 3 of his comrades are just completely stunned in place. The other 2 in back are trying to kill each other. And and he's looking, and he's got 14 hit points left. I'm thinking he's not thinking I'm going to charge forward and kill these guys. He's thinking abort, abort, abort. Like, this is not going to plan. So he's going to run. This guy is incapacitated, and we go to Valmo.
All right, so I don't know which one to focus on.
The one that's running.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll hit that guy, that one, with the firebolt.
Okay. Armor class 11, so that hits for 6 fire damage.
And then move up 30 feet. And I'll be it.
Alright. Everett.
We're still playing in the dirt during his battalion. He sees the other one running. Knows that the one in the beam is incapacitated. He's going to move the beam back.
Uh-oh.
Run if you try, if you can. And he's just going to mutter to himself, think about finding balance.
Alright, Space Bear.
So, did I understand correctly that I don't want to hit this guy that's still incapacitated? If he takes damage, will he just wake up? Is that what the?
I don't
understanding
think
that
so.
right?
I think at this point he's under the influence of this hypnotic pattern as long as Fancy's concentrating on it.
So I don't want to hit him.
It sounds
No.
like you can, right?
Because he took the moonbeam damage and nothing happened. He didn't. Still.
Let me scroll back on
Disaster.
hypnotic pattern, but I'm pretty sure that there was no, hey, I wake up if I take damage.
Okay. Just
The
making
spell
sure.
ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage.
Ah,
Really?
Yep.
And he took the moonbeam damage.
Right.
okay. So he's not incapacitated anyway.
Or charmed.
Charmed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll go for him then.
All right.
Looks like just one.
Okay,
Probably.
so 14, not 12 hits. So so 14 and 8 is 22. Nice hit.
Very nice.
Very nice. Silas.
That's
I'm going to spend my action to maintain concentration on Crown of Madness because these two are going to kill each other anyways. And Silas is just going to stand there and just maintain concentration.
All right.
Fairly nonchalant about the fact that he's just commanding a person to kill his buddy.
What you got, Fance? Chances are your pants are not as fancy as the pair of very fancy pants that Mr. Fancy Pants.
Let's keep it going, man. I'm gonna give a little Darude in there. The werewolves, we're about to die, and I'm done.
I didn't quite hear you on that, Joe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm just
Okay.
going to keep my hypnotic pattern. I moved up a little bit.
Got it. Shantala. You're not coming through on the mic there, Helen.
Actually, I wasn't
there
saying
you go, there
anything.
you go.
I was
Okay.
thinking.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I saw your name light up like you were talking, but then I didn't hear anything going with it. So.
Oh, probably that was just ambient noise.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
I'm gonna go for this guy here.
Okay. Ooh, not quite. He only has armor class 11, but 10 is gonna just miss.
Not gonna do it.
Right.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right. This guy is incapacitated. Hasn't taken any damage, so he's not awake. No repeat on the saving throw. This guy is attacking his buddy because of Silas's Crown of Madness.
Yep.
18 hits.
It is
And 10
honestly
does
one of the
not.
more messed up abilities that I have.
I love it.
I think it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, but like this is like morally the most reprehensible spell on my list because it just forces people to attack their allies.
Does Crown of Madness wear off when he takes damage?
It does not wear off when he takes damage. It only he has to make a wisdom save at the end of his
At
turn,
the end
though.
of his turn, that's right. That's right. All right, so
If he beats a 15,
we got 2 hits coming back on him for 15 damage. So he took it a little more than he dealt it that round.
he still needs to make his saving throw.
Oh right, and that is a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Yep.
Nope.
Show continues.
Yep.
Oh,
Are we
this
bad
should be
guys?
fun. Silas, I think. Let's just say Silas should be asking that question.
That's what he's asking.
To himself only, you know. I think the rest of the group actively tries not to be bad guys. I think Silas is crossing a path in which he is slowly becoming the bad guy and should be questioning that.
I find like this is interesting, but let's not rip the group apart about it.
Yeah.
I mean, with the whole chopping off the head of the, I mean, don't get me wrong, he did try and kill Evie, but still, it was very, very extreme to just
Sometimes
fully chop off that head.
Somebody
All right.
tried to kill my sister.
Oh, yeah. We'll explain this later. Okay, so I would like to continue to target the werewolf all the way in the back that I was shooting at before and see if I can knock him out. Wow!
Oh,
Holy crap! You actually rolled lower than a 20 on the longbow.
And which one was this you were attacking?
It was
That
this one
That's
over
what I
here.
thought. Okay, all right. So 17 hits for 8 damage.
Alright, well, of course, I got to add my strikes, of course. Just 9 points.
Alright, one more. Every little bit counts. Alright, and then we go to this werewolf, who's no longer in the moon bloom. He is hexed. He is running to his comrade and uses his action to shake him out of the stupor, which I believe on hypnotic pattern is all that someone has to do to use an action to wake you up. So that's what he's done. This guy is running. He's still caught in the moonbeam. He made his saving throw, so that's what, 5 damage, right? He's already human. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He dashes, trying to get the hell away. Just full out sprint. He's naked, by the way.
Makes it easier to run, or what?
Well, I guess technically you're not weighed down by clothes, so. All right, so this werewolf is now awake. And he is in kind going to run over here and use his action to wake up this one. So that's his action. Valmo.
I will hit this one. Looks like he's about to be dead. With the firebolt.
Okay.
I roll 1.
Oh, God.
And then and that's it.
All right. Everett.
Do I have to find one demo? That's all I'll do.
That would be enough. Space Bear.
All right, let's see if I can finish that guy off. Whoops, that's not the spell I wanted.
You're going to target the one you're hexing?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a
Hooray!
crit. 4
Hooray.
and 16 is 20, and 2 hits more for 30. He had 31 hit points.
No! Oh. So close.
All right, Silas.
I will use my action to maintain Crown of Madness.
All right. Fancy. So, you're technically concentrating on this hypnotic pattern, but everybody's been shaken out of it.
Yeah. Well,
So-
Fancy wouldn't know that. So everybody's out of the hypnotic pattern?
Yeah, they shook each other awake.
Okay.
The other one ran away.
Yeah, I'll viciously mock. Which one's the closest to me? Right here?
Drop concentration on the hypnotic pattern.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to viciously mock this guy right here because I don't like him.
All right.
The way he looks.
Vicious
I don't
mocking.
like what he stands for. Okay, give me 1 second.
Vicious
There it is.
mockery. It's a wisdom saving throw. He made his saving throw.
All right. Well, nothing happens.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Shantala.
This guy's only got 1 hit point, huh? Well,
I want to take away Silas's fun, do you?
No, I would love to just watch these two werewolves just beat the crap out of each other for a bit longer.
this guy's the one with only 1 hit point, right?
Correct. The hexed one.
Space Bear. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to finish him off.
All right. Nine radiant damage.
A deck save, yeah. Oh, he failed.
Yeah.
Yep.
All All right, he's out.
Excellent.
This werewolf here has disadvantage on his Constitution save against the moonbeam. Looks like he still made it, so he takes 5 points of damage and is not transformed. He charges forward and attacks Velma. What's your red card, Velma?
It says you deal minimum damage on this attack.
Okay.
Playable by the
Okay. Sometimes the UI glitches out and I can't read the cards for some reason. But this werewolf hits you with a 22 for 7 slashing damage, and he follows it up with the bite, and definitely misses on that.
So just the 7?
Just the 7. All right, this guy back here still under Silas's thrall, or a thrall of Silas, I should say.
Yeah.
Claws on his neighbor hit. The bite hits. 14 points of damage. He takes down his enemy.
He is fully capable of moving at his own discretion on his turn, if he wants to move.
Does he have to attack again or not?
So he has to attack as his first action. Otherwise, he can just do whatever he wants. But after those attack actions, they are fully capable of just moving to wherever they want to go. Because they are still fully aware of their own actions and what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, he's spooked out and is going to try to get the hell out of here.
All right.
I think he should run into the moonbeam.
Oh, and then he gets to repeat his save, right?
Yes.
Fails
6.
again.
Still mad.
All right.
That's okay. I'm probably going to end it on my next turn.
All right, Chove.
All right. Sorry, my mouse is being weird today. Okay. Do I want to let them get away? That's a good question. You know what? I'm gonna try and take a couple shots at this guy right here.
Sure. 2 hits, 14 damage, and this is the guy on the top.
Yep.
All right, with 5 more tacked on. Nice couple of hits. All right. This werewolf screams off into the forest at full clip. You could give chase if you wanted, but he's quickly getting out of range. This guy in the moonbeam gets his Constitution save at disadvantage. Makes it.
Oh, you keep doing that for
I know, right? I keep having great Constitution saves. 5 points of damage, not transformed. Getting Valmo into flanking. A hit for 8.
All right.
And then a bite for 5 more.
If I 6, do I need a Constitution throw?
Yep. Okay, excellent. You avoid the lycanthropy. And it's your turn.
But I still get them. And how far away is the guy that went to the forest?
He's got 3/4 cover because of all the trees, but I'll put him at a distance of about 100 feet.
100?
Yeah.
Alright. And I will do one parting shot to try to get him.
Boom. He had 3 hit points left. 3/4 cover. That's a plus, I think, +5 to his armor class. And so he had a 16, and you threaded the needle.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, that's it. I'm done.
All right. Everett.
One. Only got one more running. I want him to die too.
All right. Space Bear.
Okay. I'm gonna use a bonus action to hex the bottom one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something.
12 hits for 13 damage. And then the 9 misses, and we go to Silas.
All right. You know what? I'm not going to spend my action to maintain concentration on the Crown of Madness, so that will go away for Buddy over there. Instead, I'm just gonna... How far is this werewolf from me? He's 55 feet. He's in range, and is gonna get a hit with a Sacred Flame. Well, okay, ignore the Divine Favor thing.
All right, dexterity save.
Yeah.
Failed.
Perfect.
For
10 points of Radiant.
10 points of Radiant. And it's not the hexed guy, it's the other guy.
It's the other guy.
All right, there's the 10 points off of him. Silas is no longer concentrating.
Nope.
All right, and Mr. Fancy Pants.
Fancy is going to walk up 30 feet. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he is going to start playing the Pipes of Haunting. And that's his move. Pipes of Haunting.
All right, and that is what, a wisdom saving throw for the 2 werewolves?
That is correct, as long as they are within 30 feet, I believe.
All right. So the one on the top failed. The one on the bottom failed. So they're both frightened.
They are both frightened. They're going to run away with their next action. And that is my second use of the Pipes of Haunting. I still have one more, and I'm done.
Does it say they have to run away, or is that you just...
They're frightened. They can
right,
do whatever
so they
want.
can't come closer. That's how it works. All right.
However you interpret frightened, it's what they are.
Got it. Fancy, and we go to Shantala. Against which one?
This guy again.
The hexed one, okay. Dexterity save. Failed 15 radiant damage. Alright, anything else?
Oh, it's not dead yet.
Alright. This frightened guy, frightened has disadvantage on attack rolls while its line of fears within, or source of fears within line of sight. And so he's definitely got that. He's got advantage because of flanking, but disadvantage because of the fright. Makes it a normal attack against, you know what? Well, he can't come closer. He can't get fancy in flanking because he can't come closer. So he's, the best he can do is stand his ground and attack Balmo. That should have been... No, that's a normal attack, so it misses, and then followed up by the bite, which also misses. This guy back here gets a Constitution save at disadvantage. 13, he just makes it. Takes
Just
his
make it.
5 damage, doesn't change. Again, he's much god. He's making a run for the woods himself. All right, Chove.
Okay. You know what? Pretty far distance. I think I might just let him go and I'll walk up to this guy and tired of using the bow. As good as it is, I think I might just whip out the spear.
Nice. For 16 points of damage.
And there we go.
And 5 more on it for good measure.
Yep.
All right. This werewolf got sniped by a Valmo firebolt, and this guy here is frightened. He's got disadvantage on his attack. It's looking pretty rough. He's going to use his action to disengage. He's making a run for it. Valmo.
Just move right here, and then hit this guy with 60 feet. That's too far. With a firebolt.
Just miss.
Another.
All right, Everett.
Or just realized something, but I'm going to move the moonbeam back over this clown. And that's a bonus action, so I've always had an action too.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
He's still studying his medallion and trying things out.
I chalked it up to depression. So.
It's confusing the hell out of him. While he's realizing it, he's going to crossbow the other one. So distraught, he misses completely.
All right.
I'm done.
Space Bear.
All right, I'm gonna move up further, and I'm gonna blast this guy. And on that second one, I'm gonna play my blue card. +1 D4. That's an 11.
11. They've got armor class 12, so you just missed.
So close.
Just missed.
Well, I got 1.
And it's this one right above Valmo, right?
The
Oh no, the one in the moonbeam.
purple dot. Yeah.
All right, purple dot. 8 points of damage. Takes him out.
Cool.
All right, Silas.
All right. How far am I? That's unfortunate. I'm just gonna walk 30 feet up because this is fine, and I'm gonna cast a bit of Sacred Flame. 3. Not great. Not terrible.
Dexterity save. Failed. 3 radiant damage.
Fantastic.
All right, Fancy.
Yes.
Yes.
How are these werewolves looking?
Looks like you kicked their freaking asses.
All right. Is this guy still alive?
Yes.
I will viciously mock him.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. He, I believe, 13 fails your vicious mocking. So go ahead and roll that beautiful psychic damage.
Where is he?
There it is. 3 points of psychic damage, plus he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Yes. It's a scarecrow.
Would he have double disadvantage since he's still frightened?
It was a sick burn.
Yeah, I mean,
Those
he's
disadvantage.
Yeah, the frightened would give him disadvantage anyway. You're right, Valma. So it doesn't stack, unfortunately. Shantala.
3 points of damage though. That counts.
Right, did that. Dexterity save for the werewolf that remains. The one who
Yeah.
remains. 9 failed. 7 radiant damage.
We're just bullying these werewolves at this point.
Right. He is deciding it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. Disengage. 1, 2, 3,
That's not gonna save him.
6. This guy gets another 60 foot deeper into the woods. He is practically unreachable at this point. Chove.
What?
So, I guess I could take one more shot, but I kind of feel bad since, like, they're clearly running away.
They're clearly werewolves. They clearly
Yeah,
attacked
that's
you
true.
unprovoked.
Well, to be fair, that one that's already got away is never really going to be an issue ever again because then he has to deal with the fact that he just killed his friend.
But he might go terrorize the town and kill innocent people.
Oh,
That's
right. Well,
true.
when you put it that way, I whip it out the longbow and I'm gonna aim it at this guy here.
Yes.
You know what? I should probably make a global modifier for that. Dreadful strikes.
2 hits. He only had 11 hit points, so
there you go.
take him out. Congratulations, you routed them all. That is 600 experience points each.
Wait, so we can't last one?
The last one effectively got away, but you still get the you get the XP for it, regardless of it escaping.
I want to hear the sound again.
What are we at? 19,460.
Ooh,
He tripped on a log and has died. So you'll be happy to
Has
know he
died.
died.
that's satisfactory. Thank you.
A really bad splinter.
Yeah, it's a really nasty splinter.
Right, yeah.
Ugh.
19.
19,460.
Is it 460?
Where did that scarecrow come from?
Let's kill it.
Okay.
I know. I don't know, Adam. That's why I'm asking.
We are so close. We are only 4,540 XP away from leveling up.
Let's keep it going. Who let those dogs out?
Awful. Thank you.
Probably a drunk Evie. That's what I'm gonna assume.
Wait. You're saying my sister was drinking?
Oh God.
She has found a new pastime. Yes.
My sister drink? What?
Where did you
To be
guys
fair-
leave the dragon skull?
With a
Dragon.
Winery.
Winery.
winery?
I thought it was in our cart.
Yeah,
I never took it out.
I thought you still had it with you, right?
Oh. As
Maybe
if I paid attention.
misheard.
Yeah, I think we still have it because I think it was eventually decided that we weren't gonna leave it somewhere. We're just gonna take it with us.
Right. Okay. All right. So we're still carrying around the big cart with all your loot in it, including a giant ass dragon skull. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So you are here at the gates of Barovia as you enter the area near the castle, and you see the black carriage that sits here at the end of the road waiting to take visitors to Castle Ravenloft. It seemed like your destination was the village of Erasnu, which goes up this long north road. So I'm gonna take it that you are ignoring the black carriage for now and traveling on your way. Yes.
Yes.
All right, and we're just winding through the mountains here. It's gaining in elevation. It's definitely more chill. There's even some light snow on the ground here. You can see up ahead at further elevations that the snow is even thicker. Let me clear the initiative order from the last fight before I forget that. Five, six, up, further. Now another hour into your journey. It's coming up on noon time. Just an hour before noon now, as you are probably still an hour or so outside of the village of Erasnu.
Fancy wants to go to the inn.
Okay, 2 more random encounter checks. You gotta love these random encounters. There was a rule in the book that said no more than 2 random encounters should occur in a 12-hour period, and I took that out so that we could have unlimited random encounters. And now I'm starting to second guess that decision. Let's see, what did we run into? Okay. This isn't as interesting, so we can blow by this one. You encounter. Okay, it says it's an encounter with Barovian scouts, and what you encounter are some travelers on the road that are from the village of Erasnu. They were out looking for the missing persons, but they weren't sure where to look, so that's what they're out here scouting for. They're just looking for signs of there's a hunter from the village that they were looking for. I forget his name. I'll have to look it up here in a second, but he and his wife are the missing persons that you encounter out here. So as the noontime hour approaches, you arrive specifically in the village of Erasmus. Let me... Okay, so thick gray clouds gather far to the east and north, around the mountain range in the distance. The village you are standing in appears to have withstood a number of winter storms. The walls of the buildings are clearly weather-worn. Their paint is long since peeled, and heavy shutters adorn every window. There is little color here. The clouds have turned even the leaves of the trees and bushes gray and lifeless. The breeze picks up, flipping your cloaks about, as if nature itself were warning you to turn back. A name can be made out just on the weathered signpost by the road of Raznu. As you enter the village proper, you can see there aren't many buildings in Erasmus, but one catches your eye. The Hare and Hare. The sign proudly displays the silhouette of a rabbit with crossed razors underneath. It appears to be the only place open. The rest of the buildings are shuttered and closed. A pot-bellied shopkeeper opens the door and waves to you. "Strangers, come in, come in. There's no sense in standing outside in the wet and cold. I've got shelter if you're wanting, and wares if you're needing." And it's a middle-aged, balding man who owns and operates the shop, which contains basic adventuring equipment and weapons. The most catching feature of the store is the front window. It has a small number of low-quality furs and skins, including those from deer, bear, wolf, and a few smaller game animals. Gregory is the name of the proprietor. He introduces himself as Gregory Verlbach. And he's a pleasant enough man. He's talkative and happy to sell you anything you wish to purchase. He informs you that he rarely receives more expensive goods, though. The Vistani travel through here every other month or so, bringing a lot of the food, grains, and other raw materials that the village needs, and they often do it in exchange for furs. They're due here within the next 10 days, but there aren't enough furs in stock, and he's afraid that they won't leave any of their goods this time. That they're basically not going to trade, and it could make for a difficult winter ahead. He asks if you saw the notice that he posted. He can see that you're the adventuring types, and is wondered if you were here in response to his plea for help.
We are. We have a ranger type with us.
He says Laszlo and Alina are the trappers that keep the store stocked with furs, but they never returned from their last trip. They are typically only gone a day or two, but it's been almost a week now, and everyone is growing really worried. Also, because Alina is 8 months pregnant. Last he knew, Laszlo and Alina were heading to their usual campsite, which is a few hours to the southeast along a well-marked trail into the Svalak woods. Most of the villagers are so caught up in their preparations for the oncoming winter that, again, all the able-bodied men and women of the village are working toward that effort. and they haven't been able to spare many people to get out there and look for Laszlo and Alina, which is why Grigori was looking for your help. So he's very appreciative of any assistance you can provide. He says that you'll recognize Alina because she wears a choker emblazoned with a raven. She's never seen without it. So if you happen to come across a body, heaven forbid, that is one way you might identify Alina, is a choker. Hungry like the wolf.
Let's go.
All right, I'm more than interested to find fellow, woodsman.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think first things first is asking, do you have any idea of where they usually go specifically? Like what direction they'll head out to when they go hunting?
Fancy's right behind Show, being like, answer, please.
Just being a hype man.
Again, they tend to head southeast of your current position, into the large expanse of forest. That's
so back where we came from.
Forward.
East is the other way.
Right, southeast.
Oh,
so towards
I see.
further toward the right. Right.
See. Okay, so like this
right.
whole area. I see. Okay.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, forest is one of my favorite terrains, so this shouldn't be too bad.
Right.
Into the woods.
How do they hunt? Do they use traps or bow or? Do we need to look out for traps?
It says they're trappers.
Right. So we need to watch out for traps they might have set.
Right.
We should watch out for bears.
Talking with just random villagers, there's you just overhear snippets of conversation. The consensus is Laszlo and Alina are dead, and that this means the Vistani won't return this winter, and everyone is afraid that they're going to starve as a result. With the Vistani having no reason to stop in Erasmu if they don't have the furs and skins that they're usually looking for.
Would make you think they're dead. Haven't returned?
Just the fact that they haven't returned, that it's been so long.
Yeah.
We can fix this.
You do hear a little yelping coming from behind Grigori's counter, and you can see that he has this little wolf pup, yowling wolf pup, and he explains that it was the weirdest thing, that this pup was found tied to the door of one of the local residents, a person who happened to be out of town at the time. And that's why Grigori ended up with it. And wolf pups are very prized. It's believed that if you rear a wolf from a very young age, that it will be very loyal. And they're somewhat prized possessions. And Grigori is obviously doting on the cute little pup and excited to have him.
Does your puppy have a name?
He hasn't thought of one yet. Do you have any suggestions, little boy?
I would suggest the
George.
My sister. Hello, Evie. Is it a girl pup or a boy pup? Take a minute and look if you have.
Absolutely should call this dog George.
Stay with George.
George too.
Did Laszlo and Elena have a wolf?
No.
Too bad.
How pregnant was she?
8 months.
How long ago did the wolf show up?
Maybe the baby arrived early and they can't travel.
Let's hope.
That could.
I guess the most we can do is head on out at this point.
Yeah, Grigori thinks that's a terrifying possibility, but you might be onto something there. Grigori does warn you that it does look like there's weather coming in, and he would be willing to bet that sometime in the next 7 to 10 hours there's a blizzard that will be setting in. So you might want to get out there and do your searching before the storm hits. Traveling in blizzards can be treacherous, so if you get caught in one, sometimes it's better just to hunker down and wait it out. But he offers you that warning as you set off over the river and through the woods.
He won't sell us any warm clothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He has. Let me just get my little notes here in order, and then come back to the handouts and locations. The village of Erasnu. Here is a handout for the Hare and Hare. I'm also going to give you a little map of the village of Erasnu.
The jail.
Is the Seven Tables an inn?
Yes.
Do we want to take a tent with us?
So, looks like you can get cold weather gear for 7 gold pieces.
Buy it.
Yeah, that seems like I would like some of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cold weather gear basically keeps you from having to make survival checks. You automatically pass your survival checks at extreme cold temperatures. So it's good for everybody to have warm weather clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anything my size?
It doesn't have to fit that closely.
Okay. Point. On gold.
Let's go. Cold weather gear for all of us, or one for each of us.
I think that's a good idea.
Yep. Definitely getting
Cold weather clothing.
We're off to see the wizard.
Let's roll.
Right. So, after a couple of hours, you follow, again, it's a well-marked trail. And you get down and you. Let me. After several hours of walking through the forest and seeing no evidence of life aside from the few scurrying creatures, the sight before you is quite curious. A tree has consumed a brightly painted wagon, well decorated with highly detailed carvings and silver filigree. It looks as if the tree has grown around and even through the wagon, and through the paint on the wagon, and though the paint on the wagon looks fresh, this type of growth typically takes decades to complete, so it's a bit of a puzzler there. Anybody trained in nature?
Yep.
Go ahead and make that nature check.
Oh,
Nice.
excellent.
So you can
There,
definitely
nice.
tell that
Oh, yeah.
this tree's growth has been magically influenced.
Alright. Okay, that's okay, I think we're headed in the right direction. This is definitely the work of magic.
Does it look like a Vistani wagon?
Does it look like a Vistani wagon? I'm going to say yes.
Get into it.
A quick search of the wagon, which is made difficult from the tree growing through the center of it, turns up little by the way of treasure, although a jingling tambourine can be spied hanging from one of the branches, almost as if deliberately placed there. There's a message scrawled in what is unmistakably blood on the interior of the tambourine that reads, "Family is the cruelest of curses."
Uh-oh.
Family is everything.
Laszlo and Alina's tracks wind off around the wagon and further east, deeper into the forest.
East.
Oh, we see their tracks.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Could I make a survival check to see if, like, I can tell if maybe, like, if there were signs of anything else, like other tracks that seem off in the area?
No, not, make a survival check.
Yeah.
There are elf tracks in the area as well, heading in the same direction. Back toward Erasmus.
You said elf or elk.
Elf. Like, elven.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
How can you tell that they're elven tracks?
They're dainty.
You know what? Since it's a 14, let's just say I guess that they're elven tracks. They could honestly be anything else, but, you know, taking a wild guess here, and it's like, maybe elven. Yeah.
So all the tracks head back toward Erasmus? I thought the other ones went into the forest.
Yeah, I was reading it as it was written, and I had the same confusion. They seem to be saying they go the same direction, but then they talk about going in two different directions. So I'm going to say they head deeper, following Laszlo and Alina deeper into the forest.
Yep. Well, let's head on in, guys.
All the tracks.
All right. So another hour goes by. It's like 2 in the afternoon now, and you eventually come across the remains of a campsite. So there's a number of okay, there are obvious signs of a struggle. Long scrapes in the dirt, fresh boot tracks, and is there something I'm missing here? Okay. I just love when you read the description of something, and it goes like, the light in the room casts an eerie glow on the thing, and a dead body on the table. It's like, could you have started with the fucking dead body on the table before you went got into the...
You gotta build suspense. You
I
gotta
think-
build suspense.
I think the prominent feature here is the dead fucking body on the table. I don't think it's the candles on the wall. So sometimes I just read stuff and I just laugh. So yes, there is obvious signs of a struggle. Long scrapes in the dirt, fresh boot tracks, and a damaged corpse give away the scene. The body appears to be that of Laszlo, the trapper and hunter from Erasmus. However, there is no sign of Alina, despite the carnage all over the area.
Shit.
You investigate the body?
If you would like to make an investigation check, you can. We should determine who's really good at investigation and have them.
I was just going to say, you might want somebody else to do that.
Right.
I'm a 5.
Could it be a
By a
medicine
mile.
check?
It could be, but I would, rather than have everybody just kind of roll crazy medicine checks, I would say let's identify the person who has the best medicine and maybe have them roll with advantage, representing that everybody was helping them.
Well, I have a +8.
I think that probably qualifies you for medicine.
I will give bardic inspiration. I believe I can do that.
All right, so I'll start in the order that they were rolled. Chove's 14 on survival tells her a couple of things. The tracks are wild and chaotic, but you can discern a number of wolf tracks among Laszlo's. There are 2 sets of humanoid tracks. Both sets lead into the clearing, but only wolf tracks leave this place. You also spot a dagger in the ashes of the campfire. The blade of the dagger is thick with charred blood. On the medicine side of things, there's a lot to tell from the body here. Laszlo has been dead for about 5 days, killed by a very savage wolf attack. The damage to his body is massive in scale, and he appears to have been attacked from behind. His most grievous wounds are on his neck and back. Furthermore, there is more blood here at the scene than Laszlo himself could have provided.
So does it look like a regular wolf or a werewolf attack?
I don't know that you can necessarily tell the difference between a werewolf track and a wolf track.
Well, wolves don't stand on their hind legs,
I guess that's true.
but they can jump up, I guess. Okay, so we don't know that.
Right.
Okay. So it sort of like begs the question, if Elena was here with him, why didn't they kill her too?
Or did they? There's a lot more blood than just one person.
Maybe she turned into a werewolf and killed him.
You know what? I would like to take the dagger out of the fire, just to...
While you're doing that, I want to investigate. I'm going to look.
You know
for-
what? You're trained
Plus-
in nature too, right, Chove?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me a nature check?
Yeah, I was about to say, I have a feeling that the blood probably belong to some of the wolves too.
So this is some of the stuff you can tell on a nature check. The body has been partially ravaged by scavengers. The canine tracks are larger than normal, as if made by a wolf easily twice the normal size. And the canine tracks do not appear to originate from outside the campsite. They lead off to the east, and spatters of blood follow along the side.
All right. So,
I'm sorry, they didn't come from outside, only left from inside?
That is correct.
so it sounds like maybe Shantala, blah, blah, blah. Shantala, it sounds like your werewolf theory sounds about right. I think they probably were hiding out in this area and probably realized that since these guys are trappers, that they were hunting for furs. Probably realized what they were doing and ambushed them, but it looks like, based off the blood, somebody was definitely still pretty wounded when they ran off, so...
Didn't you say that the wolf tracks originated in the camp?
In the
Like, that's
camp,
what I'm
right?
confused by.
I don't know.
It's as if they changed into
Yeah, so
the
they,
campsite.
whoever it was.
That's what I mean, is that they were probably in their human forms and then,
Right.
like, followed them and probably, like, I don't know, maybe, like, they hid in the trees or something to hide their tracks. I don't know what, but, like, that's my theory right now, is that they hid as humans and then transformed into wolves when they had them cornered.
Yeah. So we should follow the further tracks to see who got away.
So,
Oh, yeah.
in addition to the silver dagger that you found, you also find Laszlo's furs and his bags. The assembled. I'm sorry.
It's a silver dagger? You didn't say that.
It is a silver dagger.
Oh, well, that's significant.
Come on, Dan.
Important detail, Dan.
Sorry. I thought I mentioned it. Sorry.
You might have mentioned it, I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's just, like, nothing makes sense anymore. I'm out. All right, keep going.
So, he's got little trinkets, pieces of, polished bone and antler and stuff, little art trinkets in his bag. But there's a couple of other, there's nothing that would probably be of interest to you guys. A couple of arrows and a short bow, an explorer's pack.
Silver.
Though there's no evidence of it in the bag now, there is the telltale, like there was a pot of ink or something in here that had spilled. There's a big spill of ink, but you can't find an ink bottle in it now. And that is really all they have. The furs would certainly be appreciated by Grigori. They're worth probably about 100 gold worth of furs.
So we can grab them on the way back, assuming we make it back.
Right. Now, as you are investigating the campsite, let's see. Let's get a round of perception checks. Everybody can make this one.
All right.
Okay.
Bleh.
So, Everett, you notice first a number of thin elves emerge from the trees several hundred feet away. They have their arms raised in surrender, and they are approaching to you, apparently to parley.
I'm a Genasi, so I speak English. You're gonna speak common? Where are you guys coming? What are you doing here?
A female elf with long auburn hair and radiant green eyes steps forward. She seems to be the one in charge. And she explains that they are the Green Hall elves of the Quivering Forest. We have lived in for millennia within our enchanted wood. But something is wrong, and we have become lost and don't recognize the terrain any longer.
What forest were they from?
The Quivering Forest, they said.
Don't recognize your terrain.
Right.
How
have
long ago did this happen?
Several days ago. They were out in a hunting party, and they found themselves surrounded by mist, and they were lost within the mist for a number of minutes. And when it finally cleared, they were hopelessly lost, and it seems like they're even in a completely different forest now. They furthermore report that it changed. It was summer. It was the height of summer where they were, and now seemingly it's late fall.
Yeah.
Welcome to Barovia.
We all had a similar experience and found ourselves here without choosing to be here.
You are on the dread plane of Barovia.
I know it's pretty disorienting, but basically, this land is cursed, and it takes people, and I guess you are the newest selection.
Yeah, we're none of us from here.
They are kind of alarmed and dismayed, but after some time, they pull themselves together, and the woman introduces herself as Aya Glenmere.
Aya Glenmere?
Right.
Just outside. You over by the bridge before? Carriage further up the path. Saw elf tracks.
She says we did go through that area recently. Yes.
Right, great. So we are here currently. My group is here. We're looking for a woman. We were also looking for a man, but we've found his corpse, unfortunately, here. The woman is pregnant, to our understanding, and she's a local trapper, as this gentleman was. They didn't return, so we've been sent to go look for them, and it looks like a wolf attack, and not a regular wolf attack, but a werewolf attack occurred. Would you, by any chance, happen to have seen any wolves around here? Know anything about that?
Well, they have seen a massive wounded silver wolf and had been tracking it in hopes of earning an easy meal. Anybody trained in insight?
I think I am, actually.
Yes.
Anybody trained in insight can make a check. The elves are definitely holding something back.
How many of the elves are there?
Let's say there's a half dozen of them.
Okay. Would you mind being a little more forthcoming?
Make a persuasion check. Why don't Shantala? Why don't you make one too? You're helping out.
Right. Remember, I'm half elf, so
right.
Can talk
That's
to them.
That's a little
maybe
bit better of a persuasion. Okay.
So what are you holding there?
So the elves admit that they saw Laszlo and Alina and had actually trailed them for a while. the pair argued a lot, but appeared to be capable hunters. And then Laszlo attacked Alina in the campsite after a particularly loud argument. The elves left the hunters alone, not wanting to see what would happen if they were discovered. After the loud fight, Alina changed. She grew huge teeth and fur, and she attacked Laszlo when his back was turned. He defended himself, but he could not avoid his death, and he only wept as the beast attacked him. The elves fled, overcome with terror and revulsion.
Oh.
Family is the cruelest of forces.
Oh, so were they like? Was he the father? Do we know that?
Probably can't ask him anymore.
One would think. I mean,
That's what we're assuming. We didn't think. I didn't think to ask back at the village, so I guess. Right. So, do you think the big silver wolf was Elena? You saw injured?
Is she wearing a necklace?
they think it was her, and they didn't get close enough to notice the choker.
Okay. Okay. That's very insightful. Thank you. I should warn you, a blizzard will be rolling in soon. If you can find cover, I would highly recommend that. I think me and my group have some things to decide, but but yeah, let's talk real fast.
They've seen this village of Erasnu in the distance, and it kind of confuses and alarms them a bit. The villagers were very withdrawn and wouldn't make eye contact.
That's okay. So that's going to be common around here. It's nothing that you personally did. It's just this is a horrible, horrible place just to be in. They're just it's not you. It's just the circumstances. I know. I was once like you. I was perplexed by all of this too. But no, this is how the people live. They're pretty miserable.
Right. They say they'll take it under advisement, but they might just try to tough it out themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like a fire starter?
They do.
Okay, I would suggest making camp somewhere safe. Find a cave maybe, or gather your best furs. I cannot stress that if they warned us about a blizzard rolling in, I can only imagine how bad it is.
Right. So with that,
actually, I do have one more question for the elves, just to satisfy my own curiosity. I just want to know why they felt like it was a good idea. Well, why they needed to withhold that very important piece of information to our own investigation. About Lena turning into a werewolf and ripping him to shreds.
They weren't sure how you would react. They're a little weary of outsiders, and in their circumstance, they didn't know how much they should volunteer, how much info they should volunteer.
Well, yeah, and
between you and me, the reason I think is that the person who wrote this adventure said, "Hey, it would be cool to give the characters a reason to have to use their persuasion and insight skills here." So I think that's what the real reason is.
I know.
Yeah.
But
because much to your point, there isn't necessarily a great reason that they withhold that information. But hey, I just read what's on the page here.
No, I'm just being
So there was one more item of value on Laszlo that I would be remiss not to point out because it's a magic item. Laszlo has this on his person. It is the Whip of Warning.
Oh.
Well, clearly it did not work.
Right.
Clearly.
Right. Clearly it failed Laszlo. But that is right here in the middle of the first adventure of the Misty Fortunes and Absent Hearts storyline, which you've uncovered here in the village of Erasnu. That is where we will leave it for this week, with your elven encounter and finding that whip and getting ready to follow that blood trail and maybe track down Alina and get to the bottom of this mystery. So again, that is where we'll leave it for this week, I guess. You know what? Why don't I do it now? Because I can. Why not?
I kind of like that dagger. If no one else wants it,
All yours.
One covered.
There's a silver dagger we found in the fire. Yeah, covered in blood.
Right, yeah, sorry.
Who's going to take the whip of warning?
So I've just revealed on the map the Quivering Forest, this new bit of territory that Ravenloft has swallowed up and is actually added. It actually, technically, a lot of this stuff even goes off the edge of the map, but for practical purposes, I had to contain it in a smaller area. But it seems that the elves of Greenhall were not the only casualties. Their entire forest and huge swaths of their territory were annexed and absorbed into Barovia. So that is what we will be exploring through this adventure series. Is some of these refugees from Faerun, actually.
They come with us.
Joe should be able to help us with that.
We'll get into, when we
Yep.
kick off next week, we'll get into exactly where the elves go, and you know what happens next on the trail of I guess just Alina now.
It's like a magical place. I've wrote songs about it.
All right, ladies and jelly spoons. Well, it was another great one. Thank you so very much. It was a lot of fun as always. Appreciate so much, and I guess that is it. And we will see you all next Monday.
Okay.
And thanks for
so
playing along with my story, by the way.
Of course.
Just want to put it out there. I will be going on vacation this Friday, so I will be playing. I will attempt to play and bring down my iPad.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I should be able to play. I can run Discord and Roll20 off of it. It looks like, but I don't know, like dinner wise, if I'll be back in time. I'll keep you guys updated.
Absolutely
but I shouldn't
fine.
have any problems.
Absolutely fine. You to play it by ear. I know that that sometimes that tech stuff doesn't work out at the last minute, so don't sweat it. You know, we'd love to have you if you could join us. But enjoy your vacation. That is the tip-top priority there.
My
Yeah.
whole goal in life is to figure out where Shove is vacationing and show up. I already have a lot of clues.
Rebecca's very nervous at the moment.
If I become,
Have a good night, guys.
have a good night,
It'll be
everybody.
hard to explain to my family. What's that? I talked to him online. What are you doing? I'm 23. It's okay. No, it's not.
Hey, if a 15-year-old can have some wine, you're fine.
Oh God, yeah. All right, see you guys.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.
Have a good vacation.